In some ways, I think of power as a power of the human spirit. And I think all of a sudden we seem to be able to come together for acute problems such as Katrina or 9/11. Yet we have facing now chronic problems. How do we come together as a human society and a human spirit and not just deal with acute problems?
There are always limits to power, and forgetting that always leads to hubris. So if there are limits to power, then it has to be multilateral. We have to work together.
I think when countries and people in countries have a sense of despair, if they don't have food, they don't have water, they don't have shelter, they do desperate things. And I think it's very important, and Tom mentioned it too, this reconstruction of when he was in Vietnam, the military was not just fighting, but they were building infrastructure. And that's how you bring people up.
And then in terms of global politics, investment in projects to empower women, specifically in countries, of course, where they are right now totally disempowered, because research has shown when you educate women, empowerment going along with education, when women are educated, a lot of good things happen in those countries.
And I think we sometimes get into this whole business of making the world safe for, quote, democracy. I really think we should be getting away from labels and talk about stability, what works in those countries, what are stability of governments, the whole economic order that he mentioned. But those stable governments, I think, would lead to some order.
I think maybe we ought to consider the idea of having national service. 18 years old, I mean, everybody, to get the people in the city to the country, the people in the country to the city. How are we going to deal with other countries if we can't even deal with ourselves? And I think we need to learn to live together, and that would be one of the best ways to help bring us all together.
One thing I'm concerned about is the polarization in our government, and it's happened over the past recent years. And what we've lost in our government are the centrists, the compromisers. And I think it sets a pattern for how we deal with the rest of the world when we see people as them and us.